Hello everyone. So this is the second video of day 5 where let us see the applications of HCF and LCM in solving the problem sums. In the previous video of day 5 we have seen how to determine HCF and LCM of two or more positive integers. Now let us see its application. So let me solve the first question. So there are two tanks. The capacity of the first tank is 504 liters and the second tank is 735 liters. Now see, two tanks contain 504 liters and 735 liters of milk respectively. I have assumed that the capacity of the tank and the milk contained in the tank is both equal. Now find the maximum capacity of a container. Find the maximum capacity of a container which can measure the milk of both the tanks exact number of times. It means that the capacity of this container should be such that if that container measures the milk contained in this tank, there should be no remainder in the tank. There should be no milk left in the tank. And similarly, the same container, if measures the second tank, milk contained in the second tank, there should be no remainder. It means there should be no milk left in the second tank also. It means that I need a number that exactly divides 504, that exactly divides 735 without leaving any remainder. And what is that number called? What is that number called? That number is called HCF. It means that in this particular sum, we have to find out the HCF of these two numbers, because I need a number which can exactly divide 504 without leaving any remainder. Means if I use this container to measure the milk, there should be no milk left in the container, and the container should exactly measure the milk contained in the first container, and that same in the first tank, and that same container should measure the milk in the second tank exact number of times without leaving any milk in the container. So let us begin our sum. So as we have determined that we have to calculate HCF of these two numbers. So let us start and let us determine the HCF of these two numbers by prime factorization method, where you can, here there is method is not specified. You can apply any method, that is Euclid's division algorithm also. But I am going to determine HCF here in the sum by prime factorization method only. So just now we have seen that we have to factorize, okay, three sevens are 21, 7 ones are 7. Now similarly let us factorize 735. So we have 5, okay, 5 ones are 5. Then we have 23, 5 4s are 20, 5 7s are 35. 7 2s are 14, 7 1s are 7, 3 7s are 21. Okay everyone? Now I can write 504 as 2 to the power 1 2 3, 2 to the power 3 into 3 square into 7 to the power 1, nothing is 1. I can write 735 as 5 to the power nothing means 1, 7 square into 3. So what is the HCF now? HCF will be equals to what? Just note down. What are the prime factors used here to factorize 504? It's 2, 3, 7. In the second number, it's 5, 7, 3. Now tell me which is the common factor in both the numbers. It is 3 and 7. Now what you have to do, in both the numbers you have to determine the least exponent of 3. Which is the least exponent of 3 in both the numbers, in both the factorization part? We find that we have 3 to the power 1. What is the least exponent? 1 in both the case, in both the numbers. The least exponent of 3 is how much? 1. So we are writing 3 to the power 1. Which is the least exponent of 7? It's 1. Just note down. So we have 21. So this is that number which divides 504 and 735 exact number of times without leaving any remainder. It means that the required capacity, the required maximum capacity of a container which can measure the milk of either tank exact number of times is 21 liters. Therefore, the maximum capacity of a container is 21 liters. Is this clear, everyone? So the main objective here in these type of questions is just to identify whether you are asked to determine HCF or LCM. And the best thing is try to find out by reading the question that what we need. We need that number which can exactly divide the numbers in the question, or we need that number which is exactly divisible by the numbers in the question. Okay, so here in this particular sum we have seen that we need that number which can exactly divide both the numbers. Means we have to find out HCF. Now I'm just erasing this question where now I'll be solving the second question. I have already written here, okay, so that we can save time. Now let me read out the question first. See, there are three measuring rods. Okay, let's take. Okay. Now the length of the first rod is 64 centimeter. Second one is 80 centimeter. And third one is 96 centimeter. Find the least, note down, find the least length of cloth that can be measured, is that we have to find out the least length of that cloth which can be measured exact number of times by using these rods. Means the question is, you have to determine the least length of the cloth that can be measured by what? These numbers. It means that you have to determine what? LCM, because you need to determine that number. Getting my point? Because you need to determine that number which is divisible by all these three numbers. Divisible by means what? Divide means what? It can be what? That particular length of cloth, I am talking about LCM, can be exactly measured by all the three rods. Means of length 64 centimeter, 80 centimeter and 96 centimeter. Means our objective in the question is to determine the length of the least length of the cloth. Find the least length of the cloth that can be measured, that value can be measured exact number of times by all these three, by using all these three rods. So by reading the question we have identified that we have to determine LCM of these three numbers, and the rest part there is no problem if you have understood in the previous video how to determine the HCF LCM of two or more numbers by using prime factorization method. So let us factorize. Okay, let us factorize. Doesn't matter, okay, you can start with 2, you can start with 5, not a problem. It's better always you start going ascending order. Is first the smallest prime factor, then 3, then 5, then 7 and so on. 2, then we have 2 5s are 10, 5 1s are 5, okay, 2 4s are 8. Third number, let's factorize. So we can write 64 as 2 to the power 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 80 as 2 to the power 1, 2, 3, 4 into 5. And here we can write this as 2 to the power 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into 3. 64, which is the prime factors which has been used? 2. Is that prime factor which has been used to factorize? It's 2, 5. 96, 2, 3. So LCM will be, now write down all the prime factors which you find here. All prime factors are 2, 3 and 5. Now, in all the three cases, now see, which is the greatest exponent of the prime factor 2? 6, 4, 5. Which is greatest? 6. 3 to the power 1. You don't find 3 here in both this case. So which is the greatest exponent of this prime factor 3? This prime number 3? It's 1. So 3 to the power 1. We have 5 to the power 1. So we have 2 to the power 6, which is how much? 64. 3 5s are 15. Let us multiply. 32, 1 4 is 4, 1 6 is 6. 0, 6, 9. It's 960. It means that find the least length of the cloth. The least length of the cloth which can be measured exact number of times by using all these three scales, by all these three rods is what? 960. Means this is the length or least length of the cloth which can be exactly divisible by 64. In problem sums we can say that this is the least length of the cloth that can be measured exact number of times by the first rod, by the second rod, by the third rod, all the three rods at a time. So we can say that this is, so the required value is what? The LCM of three numbers. The required answer is the LCM of three numbers. So we can say that, therefore, the least length of the cloth required is 960 centimeter, or we can say 9.6 meter. It's not required here in the sum to express in meter. You can leave your answer in centimeter also. So this is the answer. So here I wind up today's class, but before winding up, let me tell you one thing. Chapter 1 of NCERT book, that is real numbers, we have done each and everything. Okay. I've provided all the worksheets in on day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4 and day 5. Please solve it if you find it any doubt. Once again I am saying, send your doubt in the email given to you in the list. Okay, list of teachers is provided to you, and the list respective in the list, the email ID of the respective teachers is also mentioned to you. So you just give your doubt in that email ID, it will be solved. And you all know that tomorrow, that is Saturday, there will be a online doubt clearance class. So everyone be present in that class and ask your doubts. If you want to clarify any doubt, we all will be there. We teachers will be there to solve all your doubts, whatever doubts you have in these 5 days. So everyone, I wind up today's class. Everyone, thank you.